The rumor hit like a wildfire, burning through the halls of Lincoln High in Portland, Oregon, faster than I could outrun it. By lunch, whispers about me and Marcus had turned into a full-blown inferno, branding us as something we hadn't even admitted to ourselves. I was 17, a lanky black kid with dreams bigger than my small-town life, and now I was the punchline of every locker room joke. My name is Isaiah Carter, and back then I thought I could handle anything until I couldn't. Marcus Delgado, the quiet Latino guy with a sketchbook always tucked under his arm, was my best friend. We'd spent countless nights sneaking into the old vineyard on the edge of town, sharing stories under the stars, our laughter echoing through the vines. But one stolen glance that lingered too long, caught by the wrong eyes, became the spark that ruined everything. By senior year, I dropped out, unable to face the taunts, the stares, the betrayal of a town that claimed to love me. 5 years later, I'm 22, scraping by in Seattle, working odd jobs and trying to forget the past. I thought I'd left Marcus behind, along with the rumors that shattered us. But last week, a cryptic letter arrived, postmarked from Napa Valley. His handwriting, unmistakable, begged me to come to his family's winery. I need you, Isaiah. Please. Against every instinct screaming to stay away, I packed a bag and drove south, chasing a ghost I thought I'd buried. The Delgado family winery sits nestled between rolling hills, a sprawling estate that smells of earth and fermenting grapes. When I pull up, the sun is dipping low, painting the vines in shades of amber. Marcus is waiting at the gate, older now, his dark hair messier, his brown eyes carrying a weight I don't recognize. He's 23, broader in the shoulders, but still has that quiet intensity that used to make my heart race. You came, he says, voice soft but urgent, like he's been holding his breath for years. I shouldn't have, I mutter, shoving my hands in my pockets. The air between us crackles, heavy with unspoken history. He leads me inside, past barrels and bottles, to a cozy office where a fire crackles in the hearth. We talk haltingly at first about the years apart, the lives we've tried to build. He's taken over the winery since his father passed, but there's a shadow over him, a secret he's not sharing. When I press, he deflects, offering me a glass of red wine that tastes like regret. Hours later, after too many glasses, I'm dizzy, disoriented. Marcus suggests I crash in the guest room, but as we walk through the cellar, the world tilts. My vision blurs, and the last thing I see is his face, torn between guilt and something darker. When I wake, I'm not in a guest room. I'm in the wine cellar, the air cool and damp, my wrists bound to a chair. The heavy oak door is locked, and Marcus is standing there, eyes wild, a key dangling from his hand. I can't let you leave, he says, voice breaking. Not again. The cellar smells of oak and earth, the kind of scent that clings to your clothes and memories. Dim light filters through a single high window, casting shadows across rows of wine bottles that line the stone walls. My head throbs, the wine's aftertaste bitter on my tongue. I tug at the ropes binding my wrists, but they're tight, biting into my skin. Marcus paces, his boots echoing on the stone floor, his hands raking through his hair like he's trying to pull himself together. Why the hell are you doing this? I demand, my voice hoarse but steady. I'm scared, yeah, but I'm angrier. 5 years ago, he let me walk away without a fight. Now he's trapping me here like some kind of prisoner? It doesn't add up. He stops pacing, his back to me, shoulders tense. You don't understand, Isaiah. You never did. His voice is raw, like he's been screaming inside his head for years. I tried to move on. I tried to forget you. But every time I close my eyes, it's you. Always you. My chest tightens. Those words, they're the ones I wanted to hear back in high school, when we were too young and too scared to name what was between us. But now they're twisted, tangled in whatever madness has him locking me in a damn cellar. Marcus, this isn't love, I say, forcing my voice to stay calm. This is crazy. Let me go, and we can talk. He turns, his eyes glistening in the dim light. Talk? Like we talked back then? You left, Isaiah. You left me to deal with the rumors, the looks, the questions. My dad. He cuts off, his jaw clenching. You don't know what it cost me. I swallow hard, guilt clawing at me. I'd run because I couldn't face the town's judgment, but I never thought about what it did to him. Marcus was always braver, staying behind, carrying the weight of our unspoken truth. I'm sorry, I say, and I mean it, but this isn't the way to fix it. He kneels in front of me, close enough that I can smell the wine on his breath, see the flecks of gold in his eyes. I'm not trying to fix it, he whispers. I'm trying to keep you. His hand hovers near my face, like he wants to touch me but knows he shouldn't. The air between us hums, a dangerous mix of longing and fear. For a moment, I'm back in that vineyard 5 years ago, lying on a blanket under the stars, his shoulder brushing mine as we laughed about nothing. I loved him then, even if I couldn't say it. Part of me still does. But this Marcus, the one with trembling hands and a locked door, isn't the boy I knew. Something's broken in him, and I don't know if I can fix it, or if I'll even survive trying. Marcus, I say softly, holding his gaze, you don't have to do this. Whatever's going on, we can figure it out together. Just untie me. He hesitates, the key glinting in his hand. For a second, I think he might listen. Then his expression hardens and he steps back. You'll understand soon, he says, turning toward the door. I just need time. The door slams shut, the lock clicking into place. I'm alone, surrounded by bottles that hold years of someone else's labor, someone else's dreams. My heart pounds, but I force myself to breathe, to think. I don't know what Marcus is planning, but I know one thing. I'm not staying in this cellar. Not for him, not for anyone. I twist my wrists, testing the ropes. They're tight, but not perfect. There's a slight give, a hint of looseness. If I can work at it, I might get free. The window above is small, but it's a chance. I just need to stay calm, stay sharp. Marcus might think he's in control, but I've survived worse than this. I survived losing him once. I can survive him now. As I work at the ropes, my mind races. What happened to Marcus in the years I was gone? What turned the boy who sketched constellations into a man who locks people in cellars? And why, after all this time, does he still think I'm the answer to whatever's haunting him? The ropes loosen slightly, and I grit my teeth, ignoring the burn on my skin. I'm getting out of here, and when I do, Marcus is going to tell me the truth, whether he wants to or not. The ropes bite into my wrists, but I keep twisting, my fingers slick with sweat. The cellar's silence is oppressive, broken only by the faint drip of water somewhere in the dark. Every creak of the old winery makes me freeze, expecting Marcus to burst back through the door. I don't know how long I've been down here, hours, maybe. The sliver of moonlight through the high window is my only clock, and it's fading fast. My mind keeps replaying Marcus's words. I'm trying to keep you. What does that even mean? Is he protecting me from something? Or is this some twisted way of holding onto a past we both lost? Back in high school, Marcus was the one person who saw me, really saw me. Not the track star, not the kid with the quick smile and quicker comebacks, but the Isaiah who was scared of failing, of never being enough. We'd sit in that vineyard, sharing secrets we couldn't tell anyone else. I told him about my mom's drinking, how I'd find her passed out on the couch, bottles scattered like landmines. He told me about his dad's expectations, the pressure to take over the family business when all he wanted was to draw, to create. We were two kids carving out a safe space in a world that felt anything but. Then the rumor hit. Someone saw us in the vineyard. Too close, too quiet. By morning, it was everywhere. Isaiah and Marcus are more than friends. The truth was, we hadn't even kissed, hadn't named what we felt. But the town didn't care about truth. They saw two boys who didn't fit their mold, and they tore us apart. I ran to Seattle, thinking distance would erase the pain. Marcus stayed, and now I'm wondering what that did to him. The ropes give a little more, and I pull harder, ignoring the raw sting. My right hand slips free and relief floods me. I untie my left wrist, my fingers shaking, then stand, scanning the cellar. The window's too high to reach without something to climb on, but there's a stack of crates in the corner. I drag them over, wincing at the scrape of wood on stone. If Marcus hears, I'm done for. As I climb, I hear footsteps above. My heart lurches and I freeze, clinging to the crates. The door doesn't open, but the sound of pacing is unmistakable. He's still here, still close. I wait, barely breathing, until the footsteps fade. Then I'm at the window, prying at the rusty latch. It's stuck, but I don't have time to be gentle. I grab a bottle from a nearby rack and smash it against the latch, wincing at the noise. The glass shatters, wine pooling on the floor like blood. The latch gives, and I push the window open, gulping the cool night air. It's a tight squeeze, but I'm lean, and desperation makes me flexible. I haul myself through, scraping my sides on the frame, and drop onto the grass outside. The vineyard stretches out before me, silent and vast under the stars. For a moment, I'm free, and it feels like flying. Then I hear him. Isaiah! Marcus's voice cuts through the night, sharp and frantic. I duck behind a row of vines, my pulse hammering. He's at the cellar door now, his flashlight beam slicing through the darkness. I crouch low, moving between the vines, praying the shadows hide me. I need to get to my car, parked at the edge of the estate, but Marcus is between me and the gate. I creep forward, keeping low, my sneakers silent on the soft earth. The winery looms in the distance, its lights warm but menacing. I'm almost to the parking lot when I hear him again, closer now. Isaiah, please, you don't understand. His voice cracks, and something in it, grief, maybe, makes me hesitate. Against my better judgment, I turn, peering through the vines. He's standing in the open, flashlight dropped, his face lit by moonlight. He looks lost, like the boy I used to know, not the man who locked me up. For a second, I want to go to him to demand answers. But then I remember the ropes, the cellar, the key in his hand. I turn and run. My car's in sight when headlights flare behind me. A truck roars up the dirt road, cutting me off. It's not Marcus. It's someone else. A woman steps out, mid-30s, with sharp features and dark hair pulled into a bun. Isaiah Carter? She calls, her voice clipped, professional. I freeze, caught between her and Marcus, who's closing in from behind. Who are you? I demand, backing up. She flashes a badge. Detective Elena Vasquez, Napa PD. We need to talk about Marcus Delgado. Her eyes flick past me, to where Marcus is approaching, his face pale. And about what happened 5 years ago. My stomach drops. 5 years ago? The rumors, the shame, the way I ran. It's all rushing back. But there's something in her tone that says this is bigger than a high school scandal. Marcus stops a few feet away, his eyes locked on me, pleading. Isaiah, don't, he says, but it's too late. Detective Vasquez steps closer, and I know whatever comes next will change everything. Detective Vasquez's badge glints under the moonlight, a cold reminder that this night is spiraling beyond my control. Marcus stands frozen, his eyes darting between me and her, like a cornered animal. My car is so close, but running now feels like stepping into a trap I can't see. What's this about? I ask, my voice steadier than I feel. The vineyard's quiet presses in, broken only by the rustle of leaves in the breeze. Marcus's silence is deafening, his hands clenched at his sides. Vasquez steps closer, her gaze sharp. 5 years ago, a fire broke out at the old vineyard on the edge of Portland, the one you and Marcus used to sneak into. Her words hit like a punch. I remember that place, our place where we'd talk until dawn. It wasn't an accident, Isaiah. Someone said it. My mouth goes dry. What does that have to do with me? She glances at Marcus, then back at me. You were both seen there the night it happened, right before you dropped out and left town. Marcus's father, Javier, was questioned, but he claimed he was alone. The case went cold until now. Marcus flinches, his face crumpling. Isaiah, I didn't... He starts, but Vasquez cuts him off. Save it, Delgado. We got an anonymous tip last week. Someone saw you two together that night, and now Javier's death is being re-examined. Heart attack, they said, but new evidence suggests otherwise. Her eyes narrow. And then there's the matter of why Isaiah was locked in your cellar. My head spins. Javier's death? The fire? I look at Marcus, searching for the boy who used to sketch me in the margins of his notebook. Marcus, what the hell is going on? He shakes his head, his voice barely a whisper. I didn't want you to get hurt. I thought if I kept you here, I could protect you. Protect me? I snap, anger flaring. You tied me up. You locked me in a damn cellar. Vasquez raises a hand. Enough. You're both coming with me. We'll sort this out at the station. Before I can protest, Marcus lunges forward, grabbing my arm. No, Isaiah, you can't go with her. It's not safe. His grip is desperate, his eyes wild with something I can't name. Fear? Guilt? Love? I yank free, stumbling back. Marcus, stop. I shout, my heart pounding. If you know something, just tell me. He hesitates, then deflates, his shoulders sagging. It was my dad, he says, so quiet I almost miss it. He started the fire. To cover up what he did to you. The world tilts. What he did to me, I echo, my voice hollow. Vasquez's radio crackles, but she ignores it. Her eyes locked on Marcus. Keep talking, Delgado. Marcus's voice trembles as he continues. That night in the vineyard, my dad caught us. He saw how I looked at you, how you looked at me. He was furious. Said it was a sin. A disgrace to the family. He hit you, Isaiah. You don't remember because you were out cold. My knees buckle, memories flickering like a bad film. I'd woken up in the hospital the next day, bruised with a concussion, my mom saying I'd fallen. I believed her because I had to. But now the pieces snap together, the pain, the rumors, the way Marcus stopped looking me in the eye. He set the fire to destroy any evidence. Marcus says, tears streaming down his face. He didn't want anyone to know what he'd done. I tried to stop him, but he was too strong. After you left, he made me swear to keep quiet. Said he'd ruin me if I didn't. Vasquez's expression softens, but her voice stays firm. And his death. Marcus shakes his head. I didn't kill him, I swear. But after he died, I started getting threats. Notes, calls, someone saying they knew what happened. I thought if I brought Isaiah here, I could keep him safe until I figured out who it was. I'm shaking, rage and grief colliding inside me. You should have told me. I say, my voice breaking. All this time I thought I was the one who ran. But you were hiding this. I was scared. He admits, stepping closer. I loved you, Isaiah. I still do. I thought I was protecting you. Vasquez clears her throat. We need to take this to the station. Both of you. She gestures to her truck, but her eyes are on me, like she's gauging whether I'll bolt. I look at Marcus, his face a map of pain and regret. Part of me wants to hate him for keeping this secret, for locking me up, for everything. But another part, the part that remembers his laugh, his sketches, the way he made me feel like I was enough, wants to understand. I'll go. I say finally, my voice steady. But Marcus, you're telling me everything. No more lies. He nods, his eyes never leaving mine. As we follow Vasquez to the truck, the vineyard stretches out around us, a silent witness to our past and whatever comes next. I don't know if I can forgive Marcus, but I know I need the truth. And maybe, just maybe, we can find a way to heal the wounds we've carried for too long. The Napa police station is a sterile box of fluorescent lights and stale coffee. Detective Vasquez sits across from me and Marcus in a small interrogation room, her notepad open, her pen poised like a weapon. Marcus is next to me, his hands clasped so tightly his knuckles are white. I can't look at him, not yet. The truth he spilled in the vineyard is still sinking in, heavy as the ropes that bound me in the cellar. Start from the beginning, Vasquez says, her voice calm but unyielding. And don't leave anything out. Marcus takes a shaky breath. It was my dad, Javier. He was strict, traditional. When he found us in the vineyard that night, he lost it. He thought Isaiah was a bad influence, that I was throwing away my future. He hit him hard. I tried to stop it, but he shoved me away. Isaiah was unconscious, and Dad dragged him to the road, made it look like an accident. My stomach churns. I remember fragments now. The vineyard, Marcus's panicked voice, a sharp pain. I'd buried it, convinced myself it was a fall, because the alternative was too much to face. Why didn't you tell me? I ask, my voice low, raw. I was in the hospital, Marcus. You let me think I was clumsy, or drunk, or... I was scared. He snaps, then softens, his eyes pleading. Dad said if I told anyone, he'd make sure no one believed me. He'd say we were both lying to cover up what people already thought about us. I was 17, Isaiah. I didn't know what to do. Vasquez scribbles something, her face unreadable. And the fire? Marcus nods, his voice hollow. Dad said it to destroy any evidence, blood, anything that could tie him to what happened. He made me help him carry the gas cans. I hated it, but I was too weak to say no. I clenched my fists, fighting the urge to scream. All this time, I thought the rumors were the worst thing that happened to us. But Marcus was carrying this, alone, while I ran to Seattle and tried to forget him. And your dad's death? I ask, dreading the answer. Marcus shakes his head. I didn't do it. The coroner said heart attack, but after he died, I started getting threats. Notes under my door, calls in the middle of the night. Someone knew about the fire, about what Dad did. They said they'd expose everything unless I paid them. Vasquez leans forward. Do you have these notes? Some, Marcus says. They're at the winery. I thought if I could keep Isaiah close, figure out who was behind it, I could protect us both. By locking me up? I say, my voice sharp. You think that was protection? I panicked. He admits, his eyes glistening. I thought if you left, they'd come for you. I couldn't lose you again. The room falls silent, the weight of his words settling over us. Vasquez breaks it, her tone brisk. We'll need those notes, Marcus. And we're pulling the case files from Portland. If someone's blackmailing you, we'll find them. She dismisses us, telling us to stay in town. As we step outside, the night air is cool, the stars sharp above Napa's hills. Marcus walks beside me, his hands in his pockets, his head bowed. I'm sorry, he says, so quiet I almost miss it. For everything. I stop, turning to face him. I don't know if I can forgive you, I say honestly. Not for the cellar, not for lying. But I need to know who's doing this, Marcus. If someone's after us, we face it together. He nods, his eyes searching mine. Together, he echoes, and for a moment, it feels like we're back in the vineyard, before everything went wrong. The next morning, we're back at the winery, combing through Marcus's office for the notes. The place feels different now, less like a prison and more like a puzzle we need to solve. The notes are cryptic, typed on plain paper, demanding money and threatening to expose the truth about the fire. One mentions me by name, and my blood runs cold. Who else knew about that night? I ask, scanning the words. Marcus hesitates. No one. Just Dad, me, and whoever saw us. His voice catches. But there's something else. Dad kept a journal. He wrote everything: business deals, arguments, secrets. If he wrote about the fire, it might name who else was there. We tear through the office, pulling books from shelves, rifling through drawers. Finally, in a locked safe behind a painting, we find it. A leather-bound journal, pages yellowed with age. Marcus's hands shake as he opens it, flipping to entries from 5 years ago. There it is, in Javier's tight scrawl. Caught Marcus with that Carter boy. Had to teach them a lesson. Eli was there, saw it all. He'll keep quiet for a price. Eli, I say, the name's sour on my tongue. Eli Whitaker? Marcus nods, his face pale. Eli was a groundskeeper at the vineyard back then, a wiry guy in his late 20s with a mean streak. He left town after Dad died, Marcus says. But if he's back, we need to tell Vasquez. I say, but Marcus grabs my arm. Wait, if Eli's watching, he'll know we're onto him. We need to be careful. I pull away, my heart racing. No more secrets, Marcus. We do this right or we're done. He looks at me, his eyes full of everything we've lost and everything we might still have. Okay, he says. No more secrets. The journal feels like a bomb in my hands, its pages heavy with secrets that could destroy us or set us free. Marcus and I stand in his office, the morning light filtering through the winery's windows, casting long shadows across the floor. Eli Whitaker's name burns in my mind, a ghost from our past who's come back to haunt us. We need to find him, I say, my voice steady despite the fear gnawing at me. If Eli's the one sending those notes, he's not just after money. He knows what your dad did. Marcus nods, his jaw tight. I'll call Vasquez. But we can't wait for her to handle this. Eli's dangerous. If he thinks we're closing in, he might do something worse. We spend the day tracking leads. Marcus digs through old employee records, finding an address for Eli in a rundown part of Napa. Vasquez agrees to meet us there, but she warns us to stay back until she arrives. I can tell Marcus is itching to confront Eli himself, and honestly, so am I. This isn't just about the fire or the threats. It's about the years stolen from us, the pain we've carried because of one man's violence and another's silence. The address leads us to a crumbling apartment complex, the kind of place where curtains twitch and doors stay locked. Vasquez's cruiser is already there when we arrive, parked discreetly down the street. She steps out, her face grim. We got a hit on Whitaker. He's been in and out of town, working odd jobs. Neighbors say he's been acting paranoid, hoarding cash. Sounds like our guy. I say, my stomach twisting. Marcus is quiet, his eyes fixed on the building like he can see through its walls. Vasquez leads us to Eli's apartment, her hand on her holster. She knocks, but there's no answer. After a moment, she signals for us to step back, and a second officer kicks the door in. The place is a mess. Empty beer cans, scattered papers, a laptop glowing on a table. Vasquez sweeps the room, confirming it's empty, then starts rifling through the papers. Bingo, she says, holding up a stack of typed notes identical to the ones Marcus received. Marcus grabs the laptop, his fingers flying across the keys. There's an email draft, he says, his voice tight. It's to a reporter, promising evidence about the fire and my dad's death. He looks up, his face pale. He was going to pin it on us, Isaiah. Say we set the fire to cover up a fight. I feel sick. He's been playing us this whole time. Vasquez's radio crackles. and her partner's voice comes through. Suspect spotted heading toward the winery. Male, late 20s, carrying a bag. Marcus and I exchange a look. He's going back, Marcus says, his voice low. He knows we have the journal. We pile into Vasquez's cruiser, speeding back to the winery. The sun is setting, painting the vines in fiery hues, a cruel echo of the fire that started all this. When we arrive, Eli's truck is parked haphazardly near the cellar. Vasquez orders us to stay put, but Marcus is already moving, and I'm right behind him. No way I'm letting him face this alone. We find Eli in the cellar, pouring gasoline from a can, the smell sharp and suffocating. He's older now, his face lined, but his eyes are the same, cold, calculating. You shouldn't have come back, he snarls, spotting us. This could have been clean. Drop the can, Whitaker. Vasquez barks, her gun drawn. Eli hesitates, then lets it fall, the liquid splashing across the stone floor. Why? I demand, stepping forward. Why now, after all these years? Eli laughs, a bitter sound. Javier paid me to keep quiet, but when he died, the money stopped. I figured you two owed me. The notes were just to scare you, get some cash. But you had to dig, didn't you? Marcus's voice is low, dangerous. You saw what my dad did to Isaiah. You could have helped him. Eli shrugs. Not my problem. But now, you're both my problem. Vasquez cuffs him, reading his rights as her partner hauls him out. I'm shaking, the adrenaline fading, leaving only exhaustion and a deep, aching sadness. Marcus steps closer, his hand brushing mine. It's over, he says softly. But it's not. Not really. The truth is out, but the scars remain. We walk outside, the night air cool against my skin. The vineyard stretches before us, quiet and vast, a place that's seen our best and worst moments. I'm sorry, Marcus says again, his voice breaking, for everything. I should have told you the truth back then. I should have fought for you. I look at him, really look at him, and see the boy I loved, the man he's become. I ran too, I admit. I was scared, Marcus, but I'm here now, and I'm not running anymore. He reaches for my hand, and this time I let him take it. His touch is warm, grounding, a promise of something new. We've lost so much, years, trust, the chance to be who we were. But standing here, under the stars, I feel a spark of hope. Maybe we can't go back, but we can build something better, something true. As Vasquez's cruiser pulls away, Eli in the back, I squeeze Marcus's hand. Let's start over, I say. No secrets, no lies, just us. He smiles, a real smile, the kind I haven't seen in years. Just us, he agrees. The vineyard hums around us, alive with possibility. It's not a perfect ending. There's still pain, still healing to do, but it's ours. And for the first time in years, that feels like enough.